Hey KU fans, welcome back to the Farrell Center here for KU Sports Extra. Kansas wins it over Baylor 73-68 in a game that was like a 20-point game until KU went all wacky doodle at the end. But Gerald Vick's throwing it right to the other team. They can't hit the glass. Baylor keeps coming. I mean, it was, I don't know. It seemed like Bill Self's takeaway from this was, I'm going to focus on the first 36 minutes where we played great, and not worry about the last four that we can clean up, because the last four was crap. They might not even really watch it. I'm sure they'll learn from it, but I think that was probably the right take too. I thought they were really good at the start. They controlled the second half, and as sloppy as that second half was, or the end was, I don't think it's enough to like hang your head and be disappointed. Because anytime you went on the road, it's tough in the Big 12, and they should feel good walking out here. Agree?
Yeah, they hadn't won a road game, obviously, until today.
Right.
So that's a positive you got to take away. But, I mean, Self kind of put it on him that run even happened, because he went to his bench late thinking, all right, game's kind of in control. Let's get some of these reserves some run. And that's when Baylor started making its run to make things a little bit interesting late, a little bit shaky for KU. So in retrospect, he felt like I should have just stuck with more of my core guys and, just leave here comfortably rather than like have that shaky 4-minute stretch that now kind of dwells in the back of your head maybe when you're walking out here. And so that's why he emphasized the first 36 minutes, what they were out 18-2.
18-2.
They weathered the storm when Baylor finally hit some shots.
20,
went into halftime up 10 and then kept playing, I think he even said efficiently in the second half.
Yeah, that
pretty
was
good on both ends of the floor and up 23 points at one juncture. So that's what he wanted to focus on, and rightfully so, because I mean the guys that kind of surrendered that lead late aren't the guys that are typically going to be playing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I said, Vic threw a couple of those away. He had 4 turnovers, but he had 2 of them in that last minute or so, minute 30. But what I noticed about that, forget the turnovers, what I noticed is that here we are 16 games into this season, and this is still a team learning itself. Yeah. Guys figuring out how they play together, tendencies. On one of those turnovers, Vic and Quentin Grimes had a conversation about, Grimes, I think, said, I was going up the sideline, and Vic said, you weren't supposed to, or whatever the language was. It shows you that even at 14-2, even ranked in the top 10, even, right there in the thick of it for the Big 12 title again, this is still a team that hasn't put it all together and has a long way to go. And I know we keep saying that week after week after week, but there keep being new examples of that, and that was one tonight, which I think is a good thing for Kansas fans, or something Kansas fans should look at as a positive, because if these guys get it, if Vic knows, hey, I'm going up the sideline, I'm Quentin Grimes, here I go, if they start to understand those things, then I think they play faster, I think they play even more efficiently, and I think they're more dangerous. I don't know if it's going to come to that. I think most of the early part of the season we assumed it would. Right. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it'll fully get there now. I don't know if anybody knows that. But I think it'll get closer, and I think that's reason to be excited about what's ahead. And again, they're 3-1 in the Big 12 after laying an egg at Iowa State. This is a building where Iowa State came in and lost. Right after they put it on KU, they come down here and lose, and KU now comes down here and wins comfortably. Forget the last part of it. They won comfortably. So
pretend like that didn't happen.
I'm going to. Okay. Yeah, I think Bill Self will too. But I think that tells you what a crazy race this thing's going to be. We're 4 games in of an 18-game schedule, and we're already talking about things like that. Did anybody stand out to you today?
I kind of liked what Dieter Glosson did defensively, and Self wasn't like gushing about him afterward or anything. Sure. Because he was like, well, he had 3 rebounds. That's not very helpful.
Good. To Dietrich's credit,
Dieter brought that up too.
Before Self.
I just like the way he played that kind of Landon Lucas style defense, where he was in great position, walling up, get those hands high.
This is it.
Ended up with 5 blocks and 5 steals. Just by doing something differently defensively than he'd shown all season, I thought. So I thought that's a really good sign for him, because he's not going to be a Udoka Azubuike. He's not going to be a guy playing above the rim, swatting shots away. So if he can be effective in other ways, that's huge. And obviously he's not going to get 5 blocks and 5 steals, but if you're altering guys, just not kind of like showing them the way to the hoop, and you're actually bodying up, much better effort defensively from him, I thought.
Yeah, good call. Some of those steals were blocks.
Yeah, it's true.
Where he just, got a tie up and they call it a steal instead of a block. So, really effective close to the rim. I agree with you. I think those numbers, the 5 steals, the 5 blocks, I think they offset some of the rebounding numbers. 3 rebounds, if you're active down there, that helps make up for it. So I agree with you. I think he was good. I think Ochai Agbaji, the freshman guard who's only played 2 games now, was great. Again, Bill Self said it 2 times in a row now. He said the kid was great. Vic and Dedrick Lawson after the game were like, yeah, wow, he's great. I mean, Bill Self went as far as to say he's becoming one of our better players.
He trusts him more than he trusts any other player on the bench at this point.
Right.
I mean, he's their 6th man, and I think Mitch Lightfoot is kind of close to that level of trust, but they don't need Mitch Lightfoot as much. So Ochai is like the guy off the bench, and it's pretty amazing. This is the 2nd game of his career, and he already has that level of trust from his teammates and his head coach, who's obviously much more difficult to please.
Yeah, that's a good point. It comes from practice, right? I mean, obviously you have to perform. That's going to keep getting you minutes, but I think a lot of that trust comes from he's seen him do this over and over in practice, being in the right spots, pressuring guys, contending, competing, those things. He's done it all year, even though it's only been 2 games out here. My favorite Ochai moment, probably yours too tonight. Quentin Grimes goes up for a 3. He was 2 for 7. Not a great night for him, but nothing horrible. He did have 6 rebounds. Goes up for 3, it gets blocked. Well, Ochai, so charmed right now, is just right there, rips down the rebound, and turns a misfortune into an easy bucket for Kansas. I mean, just Johnny on the spot. He's everywhere he should be, and even some places nobody expects him to be. So, terrific game for him. Devon Dotson really played well, too. I thought they were really good. This was one of their better games, and if you could just throw out that last 4 minutes, it might be the best game, because that 18-2 start, Baylor helped, missed their first 15 shots, but a lot of that was Kansas, and a lot of that was the intensity that Kansas brought into the game from minute 1. If they do that the rest of the way on the road, at home, whatever, they're going to be really tough to beat. They're 3-1 in Big 12 play, 14-2 overall. Texas Tech
still chasing Texas Tech,
4-0 in Big 12 play. That's going to be fun to watch all year. And like I said, we got 14 more games of that conference grind ahead. For Benton Smith, I'm Matt Tate, Farrell Center here in Baylor in Waco, Texas. KU wins at 73-68, and they'll return home for a quick turnaround Monday night against Texas at Allen Fieldhouse. We'll see you guys there. Thanks for checking out this episode of KU Sports Extra.